Y'all, there is nothing I love more than a bunch of MAGA morons inbreeding. I mean, infighting. Sorry, Freudian slip. But I mean, let's be honest. How else do you get this level of brain rot?
No gun-free zones.
Wait, so more guns.
Yep. Can't fight fire with water. You gotta fight fire with fire.
You can't fight fire with water?
Yeah. Depends on what's in the fire.
They specifically do fight fire with water.
Yeah.
And it's no coincidence that he's got an All Rifles Matter shirt on, and he's talking about how there should be no gun-free zones, because the cause of all of this infighting, the sacrificial little lamb of the MAGA sheeple herd that has been getting ostracized and abused online by the ire of maggots for his disloyal defection, is a pretty prominent Second Amendment supporter you all may remember. Who is it? What did they do? And what kind of insane, twisted logic insults are the far-right Magadonian loyalists lobbing at them and their family? I'm Kenny Hesse for Really American, and let's break it all down in today's episode of the MAGA Civil War. Now, we all know that there is nothing Magadonians love more than claiming they're the ones being persecuted, while simultaneously persecuting anyone who voices a lick of dissent or doubt about their dear leader. Whoops, I meant this dear leader.
I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Ah, yes, the chosen one to drain the swamp.
Number 17, he said he'd drain the swamp. Instead, he's brought into his administration more billionaires, CEOs, and Wall Street moguls than in any administration in history. And he's filled departments and agencies with former lobbyists, lawyers, and consultants who are crafting new policies for the same industries they used to work for.
Or have Mexico pay for the wall.
Number 19, he said Mexico would pay for his border wall. The wall is estimated to cost American taxpayers $11 billion.
Or the chosen one for Second Amendment rights, which some in the MAGA militia were quick to point out he doesn't have a great track record on. With this post floating around online pointing out that Trump banned bump stocks, supported red flag gun confiscation, supported raising the minimum age to purchase firearms, told British TV he was going to seriously look at banning suppressors and ignored legislation to deregulate suppressors, supported expanding background checks on registration, and told Senator Feinstein to include, quote, assault weapons ban in school safety bill. Clearly, Donald Trump is too radically left and woke for some Second Amendment supporters. And one in particular decided that he wasn't getting enough attention of late and needed to speak out to show the internet his utter disdain for Donald Trump. And you probably already guessed who it is, but the infamous crybaby Kyle Rittenhouse.
There were 3 people right there.
God, what a little crisis actor. And Rittenhouse, who became a right-wing icon after he shot dead 2 men during the racial unrest in Wisconsin in August 2020, said he will not vote for Trump because of his, quote, bad policy on protecting gun rights. The 21-year-old told his followers on X that he plans on writing in former Libertarian presidential nominee Ron Paul.
Unfortunately, Donald Trump had bad advisors making him bad on the Second Amendment, and that is my issue. If you cannot be completely uncompromisable on the Second Amendment, I will not vote for you, and I will write somebody else in. We need champions for the Second Amendment, or our rights will be eaten away and eroded each day. I support my decision, and I have no takebacks.
And will be forfeiting the championship match.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Yeah, it most certainly did not pay off for little old Kyle here. Because just like crabs not letting other crabs get out of the barrel, following his announcement, a number of pro-Trump X accounts bashed Rittenhouse for abandoning the GOP nominee and threatened to cut him off from the conservative movement. Here are just a few. saying Kyle Rittenhouse took the support of MAGA and Donald Trump, but now is completely turning on him to, quote, write in a candidate in 2024. After all the movement did for him, absolutely disgusted with this kid. I love how the guy's actually 21 years old, but his baby face and baby attitude will forever have people referring to him as a kid. Someone else adding, we will not have a Second Amendment in this country if Trump isn't elected. Kyle Rittenhouse, you are abandoning Trump because he's not 2A enough and writing in Ron Paul. Traitor. That is a vote for Kamala and the Democrats. With the poster also pointing to this previous Kyle Rittenhouse post where he said, Trump showed support for me from the beginning. I will gladly support and stand up for a president who cares about the American people and does what is right. They are so dumb. With another MAGA hat, Chad Prather saying, oh well, Kyle, I regret to inform you that I will no longer be one of your guests on September 12th at the TXGR event. I reckon you can write in someone else. This was not the way, bud. As well as Cat Turd on Twitter saying, bye forever, peace. I can stomach a lot of things, but backstabbing millions who supported you at your lowest point, then turning on Trump right after he got shot, can't stomach it. Won't put up with it. Forgotten forever. With an image of Kyle's account being blocked. Hot damn, folks, these maggots are up in arms over this absolute defection. Could this be Kyle Rittenhouse's Gettysburg?
Gettysburg, wow.
Let me know your thoughts in the comments on Kyle's defection, MAGA's response, and whether this will have any real impact on Trump's already flailing campaign, which, as you've probably already seen, is not doing so hot.
Hey, what's this? Democrats called Trump weird and it's breaking his brain? Democrats have spent the last week calling Donald Trump and his associates weird, and it's driven down merch sales to the point where Donald Trump is openly flailing in the media? God, where's the proof that he called into a radio show? What'd he say?
Well, they're the weird ones, and if you've ever seen her with the laugh and everything else, that's a weird deal going on there. They're the weird ones. Nobody's ever called me weird. I'm a lot of things, but weird I'm not. And I'm up front. And he's not either, I will tell you.
Who's not?
JD is not at all. They are.
JD is not at all? That's how you deal with accusations that your vice presidential candidate jerked off to dolphins? Well, what's his backup strategy to this? He claims that Kamala Harris isn't black. Oh, okay. Going for the classics.
But yeah, personally, I don't think so. Kyle Rittenhouse, I think his influence has fallen off immensely. I don't think he ever really had any to begin with. And this does seem like a desperate plea for attention, honestly. But that's the story, the continuing culture war of the MAGA Civil War, and the bombshell defection that blew a little tiny piece of the ear off of the MAGA movement. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you already know what to do. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you all in the next one.
There were 3 people right there.